Hello everyone, welcome to Premier Math. Today we are going to discuss some important math
Problems on simple interest.
based on previous year questions. We will be solving these questions using speed matrix. So let's start our session. Our first question is, the simple interest on rupees 825 will be less than the interest on rupees 900 at 2% simple interest by 15. Find the time. Here, difference in interest between principal 900 rupees at 2% and principal 825 rupees at 2% for same years is 15 rupees. Now, 15 rupees is the difference in interest here. This difference in interest is between these two. And this 15 rupees is caused because of the difference in principal amount. Because here rate and number of years are same. So the difference in principal amount caused this 15 rupees. Now 900 minus 825 is 75. That means this 15 rupees is received from this 75 rupees. Now 15 is how much percentage of 75? Here 100% of 75 is 75. 10% of 75 is 7.5. Then 20% of 75 is 15 rupees. So 20% of 75 is 15 rupees. But here you can see the rate is 2%. Rate is 2%. If I write this 20% as 10 into 2% of 75 is 15. Now you can see here 10 is extra. This 10 is number of years here because we don't know the number of years here. So this 2% for 10 years costs this 15 rupees. So option C is your answer. If you have difficulties in finding number of years, you can write this in formula. Simple interest is equal to principal amount into rate into number of years. That is time period. Here interest is 15 rupees. And this 15 rupees is received from this 75 rupees principal with the 2% interest rate for T years. Now we can see 15 goes 5 times in 75. 5 into 2 is 10. 10 cancel with this 0 here. Then number of years T is equal to 10 years. So if you have difficulties finding the percentage here, you can write this in formula and find the answer. So option C is your answer. Two equal sums of money were lent at simple interest at 11% per annum for 3.5 years and 4.5 years respectively. If the difference in interest for two periods was rupees 412.5, find each sum. Here, sum is equal and rate is equal. Only the time period is varying. That is 3.5 years and 4.5 years. So difference between number of years here is equal to 4.5 minus 3.5, that is 1 year. And difference in interest is equal to 412.5. So for 1 year at 11% per annum, interest received is equal to 412.5 because sum and rate are equal. At 11% per annum for 1 year, interest received is equal to 412.5. 11 goes 3 times in 41. Remaining is 8. 11 goes 7 times in 82. Remaining 5. 11 goes 0.5 times in 5.5. So 1% is equal to 37.5. Then 100% is the sum here. 100% is equal to 37.5 into 100, 3750. So option C is your answer. If you have difficulties in doing this, you can directly apply the formula. Let us consider sum or principal as P here. So difference in interest received between the principal P at 11% per annum rate for 3.5 years and principal P at 11% per annum for 4.5 years is equal to 412.5 rupees. Now here this principal and rate are common here. Only number of years is varying. So difference in number of years is 1 year. So for 1 year 412.5 is the interest received. This is because of the principal P at the rate of 11% per annum for 1 year. Now if you solve this, you will get P as 3750. Now the second question is, a certain sum of money was invested at simple interest for 3 years. If it is invested at a rate 7% higher, then the interest have been 882 more. Now you can see, because of the 7% increment in the rate, for 3 years, interest increased 882. That is, by increasing 7% rate for 3 years, interest increased to 882. That means, for 1 year, 7% is the increment in rate. For 3 years, 7 into 3, 21% is the increment in rate. Because of this, interest increased to 882. That is, for 3 years at 7% rate, interest received is 882. Then, 100% is the sum here. 7 into 3 is 21. 21 goes 4 times in 88. Remaining is 4. So, 21 goes 2 times in 42. So, 1% is 42 means 100% is the sum. 100% is 42 into 100, 4200. That is, let us consider sum as P here. So, sum P, principal P at 7% per annum for 3 years, interest received is equal to 882. So, 882 is the interest received for the sum P at 7% per annum for 3 years. Then, P is equal to 4200. So, option C is your answer. Adam borrowed some money at the rate of 6% per annum for first 2 years, at the rate of 9% per annum for next 3 years, and at the rate of 14% per annum for period beyond 5 years. If he pays total interest of rupees 11,400 at the end of 9 years, how much did he borrow? Here we have to find principal. So for the first 2 years, he has to pay 6% per annum. So total interest he paid for the first 2 years is 6% into 2, 12%. For the next 3 years, he paid 9% per annum. For 9% into 3 is total 27% he paid for next 3 years. Now, total number of years is 9 years and period beyond 5 years, he paid 14% per annum. So 9 minus 5, 4 years. So for 4 years, he paid 14% per annum. So total interest he paid is 14 into 4, 56% for the next 4 years. So total number of years, 9 years, he paid total interest 12 plus 27 plus 56. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. 7 plus 6, 13. 13 plus 2, 15. So 80 plus 15 is 95%. So for 9 years, he paid 95%. And this 95% is equal to 11,400 because he paid total interest of 11,400. So this 95% is the total interest which is equal to 11,400. Now we have to find the principal. Principal is 100%. 100% is the sum, that is the principal. If 95% is 11,400, then 100% is 11,400 divided by 95 into 100. Now, 5 goes 19 times in 95 and 5 goes 20 times in 100. Then, here this digit is 4. If I multiply 19 with 6, 19 into 6 is 114. So 600 into 20, 12,000 rupees is the sum here. That is the principal here. So option B is your answer. Suti borrowed some amount of money at the rate of 5% per annum for the first 2 years. After 2 years, the rate is increased to 9% per annum. After 3 more years, rate is increased to 12% per annum. If he pays total interest of rupees 11,640 at the end of 10 years, how much money did he borrow? Here we have to find the principal. For the first 2 years, he paid 5% per annum. So total interest he paid is 5% into 2, 10% for 2 years. Then, after 2 years, rate increased to 9%. Then after 3 more years, rate increased to 12%. That means for 3 years, he paid 9% per annum. So for 3 years, 9% into 3 is equal to 27% interest he paid. Then rate is increased to 12%. And total number of years 10 means remaining is 10 minus 3 plus 2, that is remaining years is 5 years. So for these 5 years he paid 12% per annum. So total is 12% into 5 is equal to 60%. Now total number of years is for 10 years he paid 60 plus 10, 70 plus 27, that is 97% interest he paid for 10 years. Now this 97% is the total interest he paid at the end of 10 years, which is equal to 11,640. Now 100% is the sum, which is equal to 11,640 divided by 97 into 100. Now here 97 goes 1 time in 116, remaining is 194. So 97 goes 2 times in 194. So 0 is remaining. 120 into 100, which is equal to 12,000. So 100% is the sum, which is equal to 12,000. So principal is 12,000. Option B is your right answer. Simple interest on sum of money is going to be rupees 300 after 5 years. For the next 5 years, principal is tripled. Then the total interest at the end of the 10th year is. Here number of years and rate are same. For the first 5 years, simple interest is 300 rupees. And for the next 5 years, principal is tripled. And number of years and rate are same means simple interest also tripled, that is 3 into 300. 900 is the interest for the next 5 years. So total interest become 300 plus 900, 1200 rupees after 10 years. So option B is your answer. Here simple interest is equal to principal into rate into number of years. In the first case, principal is paid. In the second case, principal is tripled. So simple interest become 3 into the initial amount.